Hello and good evening, everyone. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you guys who are tuned into this video, whether it be now or whenever that it finds you in divine timing. If this is our first time meeting one another, thank you so much for visiting my channel. My name is Jasmine. If you are a returning viewer, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. It's so great to have you here. In tonight's video, guys, we are going to have a conversation about karmic debt. Yesterday, I uploaded a video talking about generational cycles, and I was talking about karmic patterns, and I was talking about how these things impact our ability to live a quality, a purposeful, and a meaningful life. And in tonight's conversation, we are going to talk about karmic debt. And karmic debt is like any other debt that accumulates when you don't pay that bill, when you don't learn your lesson from the last time. It accumulates from issues in your life that you refuse to resolve. It accumulates from the trauma that has been passed down to you that you refuse to acknowledge and heal so that you can break the cycle in your life. This is what karmic debt is. It is something that must be paid off, and we pay this debt off by learning the lessons that it brings to us through cycles that repeat themselves and recycle themselves in our lives. So karmic debt is the result or the consequence of karmic patterns. Karmic patterns are habitual behaviors, habits, and beliefs that are passed down from one generation to the next. These patterns are often harmful and keep you from personal and spiritual growth, and this leads to negative consequences that create karmic debt. I have some examples here of karmic debt that I know that I accumulated from my own personal life, because we all have karmic debt. And as spiritual beings having a physical experience, we were placed here to experience a higher state of awareness about ourselves, to be healed and to transcend the things about ourselves that are low vibrational and toxic and unhealthy and unconducive to where we want to go in life, where we want to be in life, who we want to be in life. So examples of how you can accumulate karmic debt from my personal experience: I have mismanagement of money leads to poverty. If you have a karmic pattern, because I have a karmic pattern of overspending, I have a karmic pattern when it comes to the way that I manage my money. I have karmic patterns when it comes to my relationship with money. If I'm being completely honest and completely transparent with you, my relationship with money is not the best. And it is something that I know for a fact in my personal life, on my personal journey, that financial discipline is one of the lessons that I have chosen to come here and learn so that I can evolve. One of the desires of my heart is to have generational wealth, to be a generational wealth builder. But how can I be a generational wealth builder? How can I be a woman with multiple streams of income if I can't even manage $10? How can I ask God to bless me with a Fortune 500 company or whatever the case may be, and I can't even save $5? The karmic pattern of mismanaging money, of having an unhealthy relationship with money, which stems from a poverty mindset, which stems from a poverty consciousness. If you're someone that tries to tries to hold on to their money, or if you're someone that tries to, always spend all their money, both of those mindsets are rooted in poverty. And poverty consciousness, a poverty mindset, is a karmic pattern. Poverty thinking is transferred from one generation to the next. And I have experienced that. You know what I'm saying? My family living in poverty. And no, we may not have been homeless. No, we may not have been living on the street. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that. But there was still a poverty consciousness. There was still a poverty mindset that kept them, people in my life, from really pursuing certain things in life, if you understand what I'm saying. Another example of karmic debt that I have accumulated that I had to work through is when it comes to relationships. And I'm going to keep, in particularly relationship with men. I have a karmic pattern of not knowing my worth. The women in my life, I come from women, the women that I do know in my family, they, from my personal experiences and just observing them, you know, they have low self-worth. And I only say that because they stayed around in situations that clearly they should have not stayed in. I don't care if you got a ring on it or not. You willingly stayed in situations, whether it was because of the kids or because of this or because of that. You stayed in a situation that was not serving your highest good mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in whatever other ways. And you stayed through abuse. You stayed through infidelity. You know, you lack boundaries. You know what I'm saying? All these things like that. And so that transfers from generation to generation as well. And I operated in that. I operated in that mindset, in that mentality that, you know, I had to bounce from relationship to relationship as a coping mechanism. That's how I coped with a breakup. I didn't take the time to actually, you know, heal my heart, get some clarity, you know what I'm saying? Bring myself back to wholeness and centeredness and just, fill myself up with self-love and reassurance, you know what I'm saying, and affirmations, and just, focus on myself, you know what I'm saying? I was, ready to look for the next relationship or look for the next man to validate me. I felt like a man's approval of me is what I needed to feel validated. That is a karmic pattern. If you are a woman or a man, and when it comes to romantic relationships, you're codependent. You don't know yourself outside of this person. You don't know yourself outside of this relationship. You are seeking this person. You are seeking this relationship from a space of, I need this, and not, I just want this. I'm happy with myself. I love myself. And a man or a woman would be a reflection of the love that I have for myself. But if you're coming from a needy place, like I need this person because if I don't have a boyfriend, or if I don't have a girlfriend, or if I don't have a husband, or if I don't have a wife, or if I don't have a relationship, or if I don't have somebody texting me and calling me, and this, that, and the third, I don't know what to do myself. I don't have any self-worth. Blah, 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 blah. Or you get so impatient with trying to wait for the right person that you just settle for anything because you feel like having anything is better than having nothing, but you're only hurting yourself in the end. Like, that is a karmic pattern. That is a emotional karmic pattern. When you are codependent, when you are codependent. Are you in love or are you codependent? Those are karmic emotional patterns. Bouncing from relationship to relationship, attracting partners who are not safe, who are not good for you mentally, physically, emotionally, who are not adding any significant value to your life, who only take from you, manipulate you, use you for what they can use you for, then they discard you until they're ready for you to come back again. You know what I'm saying? Those are karmic patterns, and the karmic debt of that is that it can bring you it can bring you really, really low when it comes to relationships. You know what I'm saying? The karmic debt may be that I lost my mind. You know what I'm saying? I lost my mind. You know what I'm saying? I lost my mind. I ended up homeless. I ended up, losing custody of my kids. And it was because of multiple reasons. It's because I had these karmic patterns, first around the poverty consciousness. You know what I'm saying? not handling my responsibilities, not doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my money, you know what I'm saying? That's a different thing. And then when it comes to these relationships, I keep attracting the same kind of partners who are not good for me because I don't believe that I'm worth anything good. I don't love myself. And so I settled and I stayed, and you know what I'm saying? And I made excuses for it. You know what I'm saying? When the real reason was is that I had karmic patterns. I had emotional patterns. I had thought patterns. I had behavioral patterns that were toxic and that were unhealthy, that have accumulated over time because I have refused to really resolve the issues that were going on. I just avoided them, swept them under the rug, and kept it moving. But this is how karmic debt accumulates. When we refuse to acknowledge whatever that it is, the root of the problem, when we go through problems in life, when we go through challenges in life, and we choose to use drugs, or we choose to isolate ourselves and not deal with it at all, avoid it completely, when we choose to do it through having sex, and there's nothing wrong with having sex, but you also collect karmic debt through your intentions. Are you having sex just because, you know what I'm saying, like, you are, worthy and assured of yourself, and you're just, you know what I'm saying, you're having intentional sex with someone who cares about you? You're not just giving your body away? Or are you having sex from a space of, once again, being codependent and using it as a way to cope with unpleasant feelings, or using it to cope with a breakup? You're gonna go sleep with somebody, or sleep with somebody that you know don't even care about you, or just sleep with anybody, or sleeping with multiple people because you're trying to cope with some issues that really, really need to be acknowledged and really, really, really need to be dealt with. Because these same experiences, whether it's pertaining to your money, being disciplined with your money, you want to get a promotion at your job, or you want to elevate career wise, but you just say you can't seem to do it. You can't seem to get the opportunities that you want to get. You need to you have to go back and reevaluate some things about yourself. Are you doing everything that's required to fulfill this role? Are you doing everything that's required to obtain this love, to attract this love that is worthy of your time and your energy? Are you? Are you? Those are some examples of karmic debt. I hope that, I explained it pretty well. I hope that you guys get the gist of karmic debt and how our karmic patterns play a role in the way that we accumulate karmic debt. A lot of reasons, well, not even a lot of reasons, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people continue to recycle and repeat negative experiences in their life because they refuse to allow their spiritual eyes to be opened, to see that it's not always the other person, it's not always the outside world. A lot of times it's us. We have karmic patterns, emotional patterns, mental patterns, behavioral patterns that are toxic and that are unhealthy. And you are operating in life from a space of trauma and unresolved issues. And a lot of people don't get to heal. They don't get to grow. They don't get to develop on a personal level, and they don't get to grow spiritually, and they don't really get to have the things that they truly do want in life, because they would rather continue to blame everyone in the world for why they keep repeating the same experiences, why they keep recycling the same experiences, why they keep repeating dealing with the same type of people, why they keep recycling the same type of people, different body, but same type of personality, same type of all this, that, and the third. It's because you need to look in the mirror. You need to look within inside of your heart, within inside of your soul, within inside of your subconscious mind. And you have to get to the roots. You have to do shadow work. We will talk about that on the next video. What is shadow work? Because now, when we talk about clearing karmic debt, you have to do shadow work. When I decided that I wanted to clear my karmic debt before I even know what karmic debt was, I knew in my mind that, number one, I could no longer continue to blame my mother, blame my father, blame my baby daddy. Just I could no longer continue to blame anything or anybody for the decisions that I was making as a woman, as an adult, that landed me in the fucked up situations that I was in. There's a woman by the name of the Hood Healer, and I started seeing videos of her popping up on my Instagram when I was starting to go through my spiritual awakening. And she said that we are not responsible for the things that happened to us when we were kids, when we were growing up, because at that time, we don't really have any power. We're living under someone else's authority. You know what I'm saying? So she said, "Listen, you are not responsible for the pain and the trauma and the unfair shit that was inflicted upon you at an early age and growing up into your adolescent and development years. But there does come a time where you have to be accountable for the fact that, hey, I'm gonna let what people said to me and what they did to me or what they didn't do to me or what they didn't say to me continue to hinder me from healing and growing and allowing my mind to be open to a new way of living and a new way of doing things, breaking these karmic patterns, breaking these generational cycles." You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to clearing these karmic cycles, you have to be accountable, and you have to forgive. You have to forgive your past. You have to forgive yourself for the actions that you have taken against yourself that landed you in situations that you didn't want to be in. And you have to forgive your past, whatever that looks like. You have to forgive that shit. You have to forgive that shit so that you can move on. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you, so that you can move forward, so that you can make peace with yourself and move on with your life. Okay? So, yeah. Let me know in the comments how I explain this conversation, because when I tell you that I don't be feeling like I do a good job explaining stuff, I be like, oh my gosh, I'm not explaining this good. So let me know in the comments, how I explain karmic debt to you guys. I hope that this video and the information that I shared in this video was beneficial. I plan to go deeper with you guys. I plan to go deeper on this channel. This is just the beginning. I plan to, get better, and you know what I'm saying, to see my channel grow and to connect with people who are actually, you know what I'm saying, growing through and going through the same things that I am going through. I think I'm going to end the video right here. I said a lot. And we will, follow up in other videos. But as I always say, the comment section is open for feedback, and for you to share your thoughts on karmic debt or generational cycles, karmic patterns, whatever the case may be. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's conversation, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Good night.